Solid everyone, MontanaJack here. Today we are playing Swordbreaker. It's an interactive fiction storybook game. Let's get into this shit. Which way to go? Walk through the gates or climb in through the window? Choose. 1 is through the gate, 2 is through the window. Let's be adventurous. Gates are for schmucks. It took the hero a lot of effort to climb up to the 2nd floor in his armor. Now he was in the guard room, just above the castle gates. It looked like there had been a fight here. Dead warriors, or rather their skeletons, were scattered on the floor. Suddenly, one of the skeletons moved and tried to stand up. Raising his long sword, make a choice now. Should the adventurer take a running kick at him while the warrior is still on the floor, jump out of the window, or wait until he gets up and take it like a man? We're kicking the shit out of that skeleton. The hero didn't wait for the enemy to get up and took a running kick at the frail skeleton. The bones crunched and smashed into smithereens, and his sword fell on the floor. Should the adventurer take the sword or walk to the door? Did we not bring our own weapons here? Let's take the sword. The adventurer entered the barracks unabashed. Now that he had 2 swords, the hero was ready for any battle. Perfect. There were broken beds, chairs, and other pieces of furniture scattered around the barracks. Then he saw 4 skeleton guards with their swords at the ready. What should he do? Throw the skeleton sword at them and finish them with his own. Fight with 2 swords. I mean, we're slinging them. The hero decided to fight with both swords. At the right moment, the adventurer made his way between the 2 guards and cut them in half before they could do anything. Flawless victory. I am good. I expected to die already. The armory. It was a big chamber with weapon racks and armor stands along the walls. Apart from the bros, swords, and shields put in order, the armory was a sorry sight with huge holes in the floor. But then the adventurer saw 2 doors. One at the far end of the room, one on the right. Should the hero open the door on the right, the one on the other end, or go take a look at the weapons? Choose. Well, let's look what's here. Oh! The hero was so absorbed in the weapons he didn't hear the floorboards creaking under his weight, and before he knew, the floor collapsed. The adventurer woke up on a pile of hay with his hand smeared in someone's, poop. What a stench. This place badly needs a cleaning. Somewhere in the corner there was a vicious boar looking for something in the bowl full of blood and bones. Would it be better to sneak through the waste chute or attack the boar? There's a lot of diseases in That's something I do know. I don't know how strong this boar is. Wild boars, especially where I'm from, like, people go out and hunt those things, and they're vicious things, though. They're wild. Let's sneak away. Oh, sorry. I meant I attack it. The adventurer decided to kill the boar, but how? Should he sneak up on the beast and slit his throat, or whistle to the pig? Stealth mode on. Stealth mode on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. The hero thought it would be better to kill the boar quietly and sneaked up behind him. But animals can hear really well, so when the adventurer was close enough, the beast gave him a bad kick in the nuts. When the hero fell and doubled over in pain, the boar sank his tusk into his neck. Damn. Sneaking up would be a dirty trick, thought the hero. Hey, you pig, he called. The boar turned around and his eyes filled with blood. It was a huge, scary beast with long tusks sticking out of his mouth. The next second, it dashed at the hero. Should the adventurer retreat or dodge the attack? Make a dive. Woo! The adventurer jumped out of the way and the boar ran right past him. Should the hero dash to the pig and chop his head off or let him come closer first? Let's run at it. Damn it! Lost another heart. The adventurer thought he should wait. When the boar took a running jump at the hero, he dodged the attack and plunged his Swordbreaker with his left hand, killing the boar. Now the adventurer could go on. He entered the door and found himself in a storeroom at the entrance to the carpentry shop. It was really dirty, with piles of sawdust in the corners and a door leading to the workshop. Should the adventurer get some rest on the sawdust or move on? Let's rest. Let's rest. Are you kidding me? I just wanted to rest and heal. I thought I could heal my heart. The adventurer was so exhausted that the idea of taking a nap on the soft sawdust was irresistible. He lay down and fell asleep in no time at all. He never woke up again. While he was sleeping, the Timbernator, the killer android, entered through the workshop door. As soon as he said, "Intruder detected, starting destruction protocol," It cut the hero in half with laser beams coming out of his eyes. The sawdust caught fire as well, and the hero, or rather what was left of him, burned to ashes. Well, fuck. I'm just going to get us back to where we were. Okay, so we're back at the sawdust. I guess we won't rest. The adventurer entered a carpentry shop full of half-finished bows and arrows and spades. In the corners he saw tables and woodworking machines. A strong smell of wood was in the air. In the center there was a table saw with a sign saying, "Out of order. Should the hero try and find out how it works or have a better look around? Choose." If it's out of order, it's out of order. I'm not messing with it. The adventurer thought he should take a better look around the place. As he was walking along the wall, he stumbled on a weird wooden creature that looked like a human. Well, not quite human. It was an upgraded version of a wooden man with a built-in buzzsaw in his hand and cylinders attached to his back. When the hero touched him, the creature came to life, his eyes glaring. System launched. Timbernator is on. Intruder detected. Starting destruction protocol, said the Timbernator. Should the hero attack him, see what the android is going to do first, or try to escape from the workshop? No, I already know he has laser beam eyes. I learned that from last time. Let's escape. In a desperate attempt, the hero dashed for the exit while the Timbernator was checking his combat system. Oh, good. I at least got away. The adventurer entered an impressive-looking dining hall. In the middle, he saw a well-laid table served with many dishes. Everything was nice and clean. A huge crystal chandelier hanging from the ceiling illuminated the hall with lit candles. Someone was still living and eating there. There were several doors leading out of the hall. Should the hero sit down and have a meal, or smash the table with everything on it, or perhaps it's better to drop into the kitchen, or take a look at what's behind that door at the far end? Ooh. I mean, if I learned anything from the last game, gluttony is a bad thing. Why would I destroy the table, though? Like, someone made all this stuff for someone. Let's look in the kitchen. The adventurer entered the kitchen. The whole place was in a creative mess. There were piles of dirty dishes and kitchen bins next to the stove. The hero also noticed a trap door in the floor. A huge, fat cook was standing with his back to the adventurer with a cleaver in his hand. Should the hero talk to him or sneak past the cook? Choose. He doesn't look friendly. He's massive. Let's talk to him, though. Hello, the hero said in a timid voice. Hello, said the fat cook. What are you cooking for? The adventurer asked. For the Lord of Lord of Necromancer, sir. He's the master and the leader of the Dead Slumber Order. He's very powerful. He's the one who cannot be named. Just that he's a very long name, you see. And he'll be furious if I don't cook his dinner in time. I can bet you me finger on the... said the cook, rubbing two stumps on his hands. You know what? You could help me. I need you to go down to the cellar and fetch me a bottle of wine. They're having a party with the succubus. I do it myself, you know. But I won't fit into the trap door, sir. Are you in or not? Should the adventurer help the cook, refuse, or kill the gutless servant to the necromancers? He's nice. I like the guy. Nothing's wrong with him. Look at that face. How could this face do anything wrong? The adventurer climbed down in the dark torch-lit cellar. It was packed with bottles of wine, with an odd jar of pickles here and there. The cellar smelled of mouse droppings and dampness. While the adventurer was looking for the right bottle, a huge rat reaching the hero's waist emerged from behind the rack. The rat bared its teeth and went for the hero. Should he attack the beast with his sword or throw a torch at it? Do mice dislike fire? I also don't want to start a fire. I'm going to use my sword. Are you fucking kidding me? The adventurer raised his sword and went for the rat, but it was too deft for him. The beast grabbed the sword with his huge teeth, breaking it, and jumped at the petrified hero to eat him alive. Why do we suck with the sword? I guess we're throwing a torch. The adventurer grabbed a torch from the wall and threw it at the giant rat, hitting it on the head. Its fur caught fire and the beast dashed out squeaking. Then the hero had no trouble finding the right bottle on the dusty racks and got out of the cellar. The hero brought a bottle of wine to the fat cook and proudly gave it to him. The fat cook took the wine and thanked the hero. Now he could go on. The adventurer found himself in a long hall with a glass ceiling. It used to be the Lord's oceanarium. Some glass was broken, so there was no water in the aquarium overhead, but the hall itself was flooded up to the hero's waist. There were some boxes and other junk floating in the water. Underneath, he could see some fish. Should he make his way further or take a closer look at the bottom? Ooh. I say we dive. Why not? Let's be adventurous. As the adventurer plunged into the water, he saw the fish coming towards him. In the blink of an eye, they sank their teeth into the exposed face, and a stain of blood appeared on the surface. There was no way the hero could defend himself. All right, well, that's dumb on my part. The hero went on making his way through the water until he saw a fin at the far end of the hall. It was a shark, and then it was coming closer and closer to him. Should the adventurer prepare for the attack or evade the shark? I think we should prepare to attack. I don't think we're avoiding a shark. Yeah, the adventurer prepared for the attack, and when the shark was close enough, stabbed it in the side, just avoiding its sharp teeth. The wounded shark went for the hero again. Should he strike its head with the Swordbreaker or throw one of the dresses floating around its snout? Definitely go for its nose. Why in the fuck do we suck so bad? Why are we an adventurer if we can't kill a shark? And when the shark attacked again, the hero decided to take a running jump and strike the sea beast in the air with the Swordbreaker. But when the shark jumped out of the water aiming at the adventurer, he didn't have enough time to strike back. The monster sank its teeth into the hero's body and tore it to shreds. You're dead. We'll be back. The hero caught the right moment and threw some rags on the shark's snout. After that, he had no trouble plunging his Swordbreaker from the top. The shark was finally dead, and the adventurer could go on his way. The next moment, the hero found himself in a spacious, luxurious room with a magnificent bed next to the wall. This was the chamber of Lord Neo and the Fourth himself. The adventurer felt some dark vibes from this place. It was as if someone was watching him. What should he do next? Rummage through the wardrobe for something useful, or lie down on the bed and take a nap? I think we should look around. I don't think sleeping has done us well. No time for sleep now, thought the hero, and started rummaging through the wardrobe. Clothes everywhere, nothing useful. Then the adventurer felt cold metal against his neck. He hadn't noticed the succubus who'd sneaked up behind him to slit his throat with her dagger. Now that he was dead, the hero could sleep as much as he liked. He had all the time in the world. So the game tried to teach me not to sleep and then punished me for not sleeping, the next time. Cool. I guess we'll get some sleep on his bed, because that's what people do. Ooh. The adventurer lay down on the magnificent bed and fell asleep. In his dream, he was in a strange place called the astral world. Once inside, the hero found himself in a spectacular, otherworldly room. Suddenly, a beautiful girl appeared before him, out of thin air, beckoning him. Should he approach her? She's a succubus. I know what succubus do, but why do I feel like the game is going to completely just bash me in the head for not going up to the pretty woman? We're going to go closer to the pretty woman. Yeah, I should have known. I knew better. I knew better. I know you. You're that damn succubus who wasted so many lives in this castle, shouted the hero. Oh, do you? Well, then you just gave me another reason to kill you, said the succubus, smiling at the adventurer. The demoness summoned a whip and gave it a wave. Should the adventurer dash away from it or try to fend it off with the sword? Let's ward off the whip, maybe. The adventurer saw that the whip was coming at him. He waved his sword and cut off its end. The next second, he threw his sword at the demoness, but the succubus deftly moved aside. Now that he lost his sword, what should the hero do? Dash to the demoness and strike her with the Swordbreaker, or see what she's going to do next? Let's wait. I cannot do a single goddamn thing right. Okay? The hero stopped in his tracks and stared at the demon. Meanwhile, the monster didn't lose time and put a spell on the adventurer. As soon as he did that, the hero dropped his sword and dragged himself to the succubus as if he was a zombie. His mind was completely blank. He took the succubus by the hand and went deep into the astral world, never to return to reality. Without thinking twice, the hero rushed to the demoness and plunged his Swordbreaker into her flesh. The succubus let out a moan and sagged to the floor. When her body began to disappear, the adventurer found himself still lying on the bed. Then he got up and went on his way. The adventurer entered a dark room. In the corner there was a man in black armor sitting on a chair. The room didn't have any more doors. In the other corner, he noticed a glowing magic portal. This must be the portal room. Who are you? Asked the hero. I'm Sylvester. I'm the knight of the Temple of Fate. It is my job to protect the portal from the necromancers, said the man. Oh, I was just looking for them. And for the treasury. Will you let me through? Asked the adventurer. Only you can choose your path. How did you prove yourself? Who did you help? Did you kill a lot? Or maybe you have a yellow streak down your back. I can read you like a book, you know. This room will lead you to your destiny. Prepare yourself and enter the portal, said the knight. Oh, so there's one. That seems, okay. I don't think I was a good person. I helped yeah. The hero entered the glowing portal, and the reality warped around him. When the adventurer opened his eyes again, he found himself in a small room with a window. This must be one of the castle towers. The room had a huge cauldron in the middle and was full of alchemical equipment. What kind of trial is that? The hero wondered. Then he heard the knight of the Temple of Fate. Your cruelty knows no bounds. Many of your opponents could have survived had you been kinder, but what is done cannot be undone. So in the trial you deserve, you will have to face Broomhilda, the old witch and the necromancer's servant. Since you're so merciless, you won't spare her life, said the knight. The next moment, an old hag in rags entered the room, leaning on her stick. Should the adventurer attack for her, or wait? Well, the knight told me I would do something, but is it one of those things where you prove them wrong? We're gonna wait and die, probably. Yep, fucking fuck! The adventurer wanted to see what the witch was going to do before attacking her. The hag suddenly vanished and then reappeared near the cauldron. With the help of magic, she raised the cauldron in the air, pushed it towards the hero. As soon as the witch spilled the cauldron concoction over the adventurer, he let out a blood-curdling scream. The blisters appeared on his body and the skin started to peel off. The hero died, writhing in pain. God damn it. Yeah, we're gonna just attack. We're gonna be brutal. Learn nothing. The hero rushed to the witch, trying to slash her with his sword, but she managed to vanish into thin air just before the fatal blow. A second later, the old hag reappeared behind the cauldron. Should the adventurer jump over the cauldron to stab the witch or try the feint attack? Let's fake it. Huh! Nice. The adventurer jerked aside to trick the witch, but stayed where he was. When the witch teleported behind his back, he grabbed her by the throat, plunged his sword, and threw her into the cauldron. It was all over for her now. Nice! The long hallways of the castle led the adventurer to the magnificent huge door. The hero kicked the door and entered the throne room. Do come in, my worst friend. I've been expecting you. The Lord of Necromancers welcomed the hero. Who the hell are you? The Lord of what? The old fart society? The adventurer snapped with a cheeky grin. The old fart society. That's stupid. I see you're very bold, so you will blend in perfectly. Do you want to have all the might and power of necromancy? Would you like to be immortal? Are you keen of scourging the defiant ones? I Belchiflatus, the Lord of Necromancers and head of the Dead Slumber Society, can give you such power. The necromancer exclaimed with a smug expression on his face. That expression, to be fair. Am I doing it? I don't think I did it. There was an awkward silence, and the hero's face broke into a smile. Well, my mother got a bit carried away with my name, so you should just call me the Lord, the old necromancer said in a confused voice. The hero paused to think. He had come all this way, but what happens next? Should he accept the Lord's offer? No, he's just going to use me like a puppet. Turn it down. What do you mean that's not a real choice? Deal, I want a superpower, a new armor, and a sword, said the hero. For now, I'll give you just enough strength to break the treasury open and fetch me the diamond, said the Lord. The old necromancer whispered a spell and sent a wave of black energy to the adventurer. At that moment, the hero felt a surge of power penetrating his body. Go get rid of the Neo the Fourth and bring me the diamond. Then we can talk about your promotion, buddy, said the Lord. A little later, the hero approached a huge round door. There it was, the treasury of Lord Neo the Fourth. Should he try to blow up the door and rip it off the wall with his new power? No, if I blow it up, I'll explode myself. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Got a lot of power. We could blow this door up now. Boom. The adventurer focused and waved his hands towards the treasury. He stepped back, aiming at the door with a beam of energy and shot. The explosion was so strong that the door got smashed into smithereens, and the hero collapsed. He got up, cleaned himself up, and entered the room. It was a large chamber full of gold and jewels. In the middle, there was an enormous diamond sitting on the pedestal. The adventurer's face lit up, and the quest was over. He finally made it. Then the hero noticed a lean old man holding a sword and a shield. This must be Lord Neo in the fourth himself. Who would have thought he was still alive? I am Lord, the man started. But the adventurer cut him short. Save your breath, old fart. I know who you are, and I've come for the diamond and your head, he said. The Lord saw it was no use talking and went for the hero with his sword. Should the adventurer use his magical power or throw a handful of coins in Neo's face? Coins for sure. Ha! Okay. The hero grabbed some coins from the floor and threw them at Neo's face, but the Lord put his shield up just in time, and the coins bounced at the moment that the old man thrust at the adventurer's face with his shield and plunged his sword. The hero fell on his knees trying to pull the blade out, but was too weak to do anything and dropped dead. I really thought that would be the right move. I'm just saying. I really thought. We're using magic, baby. Oh, the adventurer waved his hands and sent a ball of fire at the Lord. The magic flame engulfed Neo, making him fall on the gold-strewn floor. He screamed and tried to put out the fire, but all was useless. The adventurer stepped over the charred body and headed for the diamond. It was so beautiful. Now that he had it, it was time to go back to the necromancer. Yo, that is a sick drawing. I love that. That is beautiful. Yes, sir. When the adventurer entered the throne room, he saw 4 more necromancers at both sides of the Lord. Oh, you've got the gem, exclaimed the warlock. Well, it wasn't that hard for me to get it. The old man was too weak to resist, said the hero. Give it to me now, said the Lord. First, I want to get promoted. I'd like more of that power you gave me, said the adventurer. All right, there you go, said the necromancer, and cast another spell. At that moment, the hero felt a massive surge of power going through his body. The faces of the dead flashed before his eyes. The spell also changed the way he looked. He now had new armor and a sword. You've got your promotion. From now on, you will serve the dark power and me. Now give me the diamond, cried the Lord of Necromancers. You know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to be your servant after all. Besides, I'd rather keep the diamond to myself, the adventurer said, in a defiant voice and prepared for battle. Should he use his magical powers, his sword, or both? I think the necromancer's going to have control over those powers. I say just the sword. Motherfucker, man. I'm bad at guessing. Honestly, I should have known, because anytime that like things give you a all of the above option, it's like 90% the all of the above. So. And it was. And it fucking was. The hero made a dash for the necromancers and used his sword to behead the right ones while sending lightning bolt at the ones on the left. That was a real death feast. Death feast? Now there was only the Lord to deal with. Meanwhile, the warlock realized he'd made a huge mistake when he gave the adventurer magical power and was going to get it back. Should the hero knee the Lord in the groin or use his new power to attack him? This is a hard choice. Oh, this is such a hard choice because, every ounce of my being wants to pick the hit in the nuts. Every bit of me. But I have one heart. Fuck it. I don't care if I lose. I'm doing the nuts. Reward me for being a child. Yes. Yes. Groin hit. The adventurer kneed the necromancer in the groin. The blow was so hard that his eyes almost popped out. The warlock collapsed on the floor, doubling over with pain. Should the adventurer finish him with the sword or leave the castle? We kill him for sure. We've already started this, otherwise he would have killed us. The hero waved his sword and without thinking twice chopped off the necromancer's head. Blood gushed out of his neck, spilling all over the place, and his head tumbled and rolled. Yo! When the adventurer picked up the diamond, he thought, why should I leave? I've got both the most expensive gem in the world and an enormous magical power. As for the castle, it needs an owner too. And so the Swordbreaker decided to stay. Oh! Did I beat it with a groin hit? This is how the story ends for the hero. He settled down in the abandoned castle. He was lonely, for his only friends were magic and the diamond. Over the years, the adventurer got bored with living in the castle and thought he should get more power. He raised the castle guards from the dead and plundered towns and villages, seizing them. Nice. People told blood-curdling stories about him and scared their children with his name. He was ruthless beyond all bounds, and no one could warm his ice-cold heart. I beat that game. Yes, I did. I may have chose the most evil route possible, but I beat that game. That's all I'm going to say. I love you all so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all those wonderful things for me. Take care.